A tornado flew around my room before you came. Excuse the mess it made. It usually doesn't rain in Southern California, much like Arizona. My eyes don't shed tears, but boy, they pour when I'm thinking about you. Oh, no. I've been thinking about you. You know, no. I've been thinking.
Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Thank you guys for tapping back in. If you're new here, thank you guys for clicking this video. If you're a returning viewer, I really appreciate you guys for coming back. This weekend, we're headed up to Joshua Tree. We're headed to Joshua Tree for the next 3 days. So today's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And this Sunday, we'll be back probably around the afternoon time. I'm kind of doing what Bill Gates would do called a think week. And I'm combining that with the book I've been reading, the 12-week year, to make this kind of like a self-development, disconnect, and just really goal-setting weekend. I'm not going to go too far in depth on it right now, but essentially, I'm going to try to use this weekend to plan out 3, 5, 10-year visions. I have my calendar, I have my journal, I have a new journal. Like, I'm really going to make this like a very productive weekend where I can just hone in on what I'm serious about this year and the coming years and how I'm going to get there. And I'm also just going to listen to podcasts, books. I'm deleting all my social media apps. I'm going to go on Do Not Disturb. Like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to be thinking. I just want to be planning. And I just want to be strategizing. One big thing this weekend is I will be filming, but I don't want to stress myself out with filming and content. I'm going to just kind of make content when I'm feeling inspired to and document the journey, but I'm not going to be like trying to do 200 shots of the same angle or something like that. You know, I just want this to be creative. And if I'm feeling inspired, I'll pull out the camera and I'll just share with you guys kind of what goes through my mind throughout this weekend. I think this will be a cool thing to share and hopefully help you guys implement if you do decide to do it. On that note, enough rambling. I've been yapping for a little bit already. So let me finish up charging my car and then we will see you guys in Joshua Tree. I wanted to get like a whole daylight, like some vibes before I got here, but by the time I got here, it was right at sunset, and when you guys saw me coming in, the sun was already going down. So what you saw from the daylight is all you're gonna see tonight. It's a vibe here. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but it is echoing in here, which is kind of weird. I'm gonna be playing music a lot at nighttime, or at least something on the TV, but it's a vibe. Like, when I was driving, I was literally going down the road and like the sunset was on one side and then the sky was like purple. I was literally like this the whole time. And luckily my car is a bigger car, but when she gave me instructions in the beginning, it was like, don't take this one road because you might get stuck. And when I looked at that road, it was all dirt. I ended up taking a different road down. There's sand on it, but it's not like soft sand. You know, it's more so, it was like bumpy on the whole ride up. So I felt like my car was shaking the whole time. I was like, I hope this is good for my car. But we made it here safely. I actually have to go back out to the store right now because I don't have some groceries. I only have a couple things I brought with me, but I need to get groceries and just kind of get everything in here. I'm not trying to leave again after I come back. So yeah, I can definitely get a lot done here. You know, it's peaceful here. When I was driving here, there's really no other neighbors. There's like a neighbor across the road. There's another house here, which I didn't see any cars there, but like it's peaceful here. And I definitely can see myself kind of just taking time tomorrow to just settle down, start doing my vision, start doing my goals. There's a couple places I definitely want to hit, but I'm trying to tell myself that, you know, this weekend is for you to really just be with your thoughts and be with yourself. The only rule is one, no social media and no like anime or movies or nothing like that. I'm really trying to keep it to documentaries at nighttime only if I decide to watch anything. I am also gonna allow myself with YouTube and podcasts if I'm not reading. So it's really just like a modified version where I want to take in the info that I want to. And I think with documentaries, I want to actually watch Bill Gates documentary and a couple other documentaries that are interesting, but also going to benefit me as far as productivity wise or health wise. So I'm trying to like keep it very much on this level of like self-development and not just watching like a murder documentary, you know? Right now I have to go grocery shopping really quick. It's already getting dark out and low key, it's a little bit scary at nighttime. So I'm gonna try my best to just do this really quick, come back in. Once we're inside for nighttime. I did hear nighttime, like stars are like beautiful. So we'll go out there. We don't like the dark, you know? I checked all the doors already. I checked all the cabinets just to make sure no one is hiding in here. But let's go do this and I'll see you guys over there, okay? All right, we're finally back. We're done for the night. I'm not going back in the streets no more, nothing, because it is already 8 p.m. That Walmart trip took like, I wanna say 30 to 45 minutes. Let me do a quick grocery haul and then I'm gonna end off tonight here. We got the 6-pack of Pepsi Zero. We got a little water. For my lunches, I'm gonna make sandwiches, which are gonna be these 2 sandwiches each. And then one of the nights I wanna make a burger. Deli stuff, we got this, let's see, rotisserie chicken breast, pepper turkey breast, tomatoes, an onion. So we got pepper jack cheese. This Chick-fil-A sauce, but this is the sweet and spicy sriracha. I was trying to figure out a sauce that would work with sandwiches and the burger. So this I think is gonna be perfect. It is, if you guys don't know this, it's fire. I've never bought it from a container before. Some popcorn chips, these potatoes that you can honestly just put in the microwave. One of the nights I'm thinking of burger, and then the other night I'm thinking steak. So we got some 80-20 beef, and then this tri-tip steak. Some butter, some rosemary, and then I brought this from home, a nice little bottle of wine here. If I'm gonna be here all weekend and I'm just chilling alone, I might as well get a little bit of wine in me. Plus, I think when I be editing and drinking wine, I low-key get a little productive sometimes. All right, and the last thing we got is for dinner tonight, and it's Panda Express. Don't judge. I don't want to hear you judging. By this time, I am too tired to cook. I don't even want to think about what to make tonight. And Panda is right next to the Walmart. I love Panda, and you can say whatever you got to say about it, but it's my go-to, and if it's there, we got, what are we getting here? We got some chow mein, double chicken teriyaki, and then a orange chicken. That's literally my go-to. Usually I do white rice or chow mein, depending on how I'm feeling. But since I haven't eaten today, really, that'll be my last meal for the night. One last thing. I don't know if you guys have never been to Joshua Tree before. It is so dark outside. When I walked out to my car, let me show you. It's pretty beautiful because you can clearly see the stars, but let me show y'all. This is behind me. It's pitch black, but I don't know if hopefully you can see this. You can so clearly. Maybe. Like that's all the stars right there. I don't know if y'all probably can't see that. I don't know if you could see any of that. The stars are shining up there. You could clearly see the moon. It is honestly beautiful outside. If I wasn't by myself, I'd chill outside more, but because I'm by myself, I'm not trying to be just out in the wild, open to whatever's out there. On that note, I've been talking a lot today. I'm gonna chill for tonight, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
No, I don't like you, I just thought you were cool enough to kick it. Got a beach house I could sell you in Idaho. Since you think I don't love you, I just thought you were cute. That's why I kiss you. Got a fighter jet, I don't get to fly it.
I woke up today almost trying to tell myself like I had stuff to do. Like I'm so used to go and like, okay, you got this done, now let's plan this. And even today when I was meditating, I was trying to stop myself from thinking what I have to do today, because realistically I don't have to do anything. It's stuff I like want to do today. And I just did some journaling and some reading, and then also the 10 minutes of meditation, which you kind of saw a little bit of. I use an app called Waking Up by Sam Harris, and that's the one I've just been using for, I want to say like this whole year now, or the whole year of last year, doing that for 10 minutes. And then I read. I just started a new book called The Creative Act with Rick Rubin, and I've just seen a lot of recommendations on it. So far, it's kind of spiritual, it seems like, and it talks about how all humans are born creative, and creation just means bring something into existence, kind of what the first chapter is talking about. And then it talks a lot about being aware and present when creativity comes and like the downloads come to you. You just want to be open to accepting it versus comparing it to judgment. I'm trying to get better at understanding what I read more. I feel like a lot of the times just kind of read through the words, and I've been listening to an audiobook while reading at the same time, which is why you saw Audible pulled up while reading. And I tend to find that sometimes helps, but today I was like, maybe I don't want to hear anything, I just want to read. So I'm still trying to figure it out, but it is something I'm trying to get better at. So we're doing that. And then, bro, just now I just tried to fly the drone. If you saw any drone shots just now, it's because I risked my drone's life for you guys, because I didn't realize how strong the winds were. They were blowing, but I'm like, I've definitely flown it in heavy winds before, especially in like the beach in Bali. I remember I just took off and it was pretty heavy, but here I didn't check before I went out. I let it up and the drone was physically getting pushed forward and back. It was kind of a little bit sketchy. The moment I took off in the air, I got the warning that said, please return home, strong winds. So I returned back, and bro, while I was like bringing it back down, and like I usually catch it, but I was bringing it down and the wind kept pushing it so hard, you would literally see the drone fly from here, push to here. I risked my drone's life for you guys, just saying. No more drone content for now until the winds die down. I did check the weather app, and it says that the wind speed is 23 miles per hour, and then the gusts are 39 miles per hour, which is why the gust was throwing my drone across the road. But yeah, enjoy the rest of this vlog. It's been peaceful here. I'm really enjoying myself. I'm really enjoying my creative freedom. I feel I'm getting a lot of ideas. So I'll document with you guys as far as like what ideas come to mind, what I notice while I'm here, and hopefully this helps you guys out somehow.
He's over 500,000. He has no plans of stopping anytime soon.
Well, what's crazy is like he decided to go all in on a certain day. He was like, maybe if I had gone a little bit earlier, people might have not been so fatigued from like short form content.
Struggles with what it's like doing this job, and it was refreshing to hear his process. The creators right now.
I also love that he talked about these events that he's hosting. They're so cool. I just feel like
There's crew, bro. Honestly, so I like collaborating with people, right? So I'm a director, I'm a film director, I have a DP.
As a director, a talent. If I'm just starting, I would want to show it to.
I mean, like, it's something that we want to do, so you've now done any of them.
If you're wondering what this drink is, I know it looks like mud water, but it's a combination of, so HP Labs Oxy Shred. This is like the caffeine supplement I like to use when I run, just because I feel like pre-workout with the beta alanine is a bit too much. So this is kind of that perfect, like clean energy, honestly. This is the Transparent Labs creatine, and this is the Transparent Labs hydrate. So this is kind of like my running stack. When I'm at home, I actually take these two together, the creatine and the hydrate, in the morning first thing, and then I'll take my pre-workout when I lift. But since I'm running, I'm gonna take this along with everything. That's what this is. I promise you, it looks like mud water, but it's actually not bad. It's pretty good. So we're gonna chug this down and head on our run. I just looked at the clock. It's 10:40. I don't even know where this morning went, but again, it is okay because this is for us to really just take our time and just relax. So, oof, sigh.
The whole industry been in shambles. Everybody fugazi, I'm just changing the channel. Kendrick Lamar, the people's champion, I'm animal for analysts. Career damaging versus meditating when candles lit. I like my raps extra prolific. Since freestyling, no lunch tables and park benches. And I won't mention my 10,000 hours in training while juggling game banking. My balancing was tremendous. And now we look at the competition as quick submission. They tapping out before we even get a chance to miss them. What this about, is it money or skill? Maybe it's both, and I got large amounts of it, it's real. You see, my oath is very unbreakable. My style is never mistakable. I can see y'all incapable to be the god MCs, you know me well. Ridiculous, venomous, hate in my heart. The sinister, run for cover, my lineage prove itself. I'm rolling deep in their paper like two Adele's. Before scholars, I flow.
If you guys are wondering, by the way, why I wear this headband, actually I could probably take it off now, but this wired headband actually just helps me, keeps the hair out of my face, and then also it kind of helps the style of it, because if I don't, it all dangles down, and to let it dry, it kind of hangs back. Right now, I'm just doing some journaling. So I just did a little page about what I wanna get away from this weekend. I think with most things, if you can journal before you do something, here, that's probably better. Journaling just helps me kind of get everything on paper, and then just starts me on a good grounded note. I just wanted to do that, just kind of get myself settled into this goal setting day, because I do want to be really intentional with what I'm doing for the rest of today. You know, it's already, what is it, 1:18. So I'm gonna spend the next 3 or so hours just doing the 12-week year goal setting stuff. And then I think around sunset time, I want to check out one of the areas and maybe do like a little photo shoot or something. So we got this. This is the journal I've been using all year. We've started this since July 15th. This is a daily journal. So we have a couple pages left where I'm gonna use this as kind of like my brained up and freehand journal. Then we picked up this new one. What I'm gonna do with this new one is, for the first 2 or 3 pages is where I'm gonna write like my final statements for my 5 to 10 year goals, like kind of what my final visions are, and also my 12-week plan, because then I can look at this every morning before I do my daily journaling. So just little things like that that kind of helps remind you each week of like what you're working towards. I was just listening to a podcast with Joe Dispenza and Jay Shetty, and one of the comments literally said, change happens when you constantly look at something. Everything, the 12-week year also mentions is like, if you can constantly look at the reason what you're doing something for, your vision boards, your goals, like you will constantly put that in your prefrontal cortex, I believe, or some part of your brain will constantly recognize it, and it'll continue to take action. And that's how manifestation with action works, I think. I don't know. Does that all make sense? Did I cook? Did I not cook? Did I mess up? I don't know. Okay, but next what we're gonna do is the first part of the 12-week year. You can't see that, but it says your aspirational vision. So aspirational vision is your 5, 10, 15 years in the future. You wanna be bold, you wanna be courageous, you wanna just like throw shit out to the universe, excuse my language, but you just want to just be as open and as like optimistic and crazy with your goals, because these are ones that you eventually want to get to. This is just going to be you kind of like being your dreamer self. And then what he does is, and then the next part is you go into your 3-year vision, and that's a little bit more attainable, right? So you can start to think, okay, what would you really want in 3 years from now? And like where you want to be, where do you see yourself? What I've been doing with my phone is I've actually been leaving it in the bedroom, and I'm starting to realize like these random moments where I pull my phone, it's really for nothing. And I deleted Instagram. Actually, let me grab it for you. Essentially what I did was I started a focus session called Think Week, which is like this, and it says Think Week, and I turn off all notifications, so no people are allowed to notify, and no apps. And this is my home screen. That's all on there. So I have my Tesla app, I have YouTube, I have Audible, I have Readwise, which is a app that takes all the highlights from Kindle, and you can put it on the app and it'll send you like a small, like a Twitter feed of highlights. Then you have day one journal, which I've been actually using to journal more so on just like random thoughts throughout my week. And then I have my camera and photos app. I am creating Instagram content with it. And lately I've just been using my phone for Instagram content because my camera is used for YouTube specifically. By the way, if you guys haven't noticed, the colors are looking kind of nice in this. Your boy learned a little bit on how to color grade. We've been using DaVinci Resolve too, so we are stepping it up this year. I promise you guys, like by the end of this year, the coloring on my videos will be on a whole different level. Second thing is using my camera more, so using S-Log3. That was a big thing last year, and we finally did it. We hopped. It's crazy because everything I hesitate to do and procrastinate, when I finally do it, it tends to either be easier or it tends to not be as stressful as I think it was gonna be. I'm gonna end up this talking segment with this because this clip is gonna get kind of long. So I'm gonna butcher the story probably, but essentially it goes like, this goat was hungry and thirsty. So he had water and food put in front of him. And he couldn't decide which one to go for first. So he just kept staring at it, kept staring at it, kept staring at it. And then after weeks and months, he ended up dying. I know it's a morbid story, but I promise that's how it was told to me. The whole purpose of that story was to say like, people will wait and wait and wait on two different ideas and not take action on either because they keep contemplating the ups and downs and the pros and cons of it. And years will go by where no action is taken. And I think that's something that I'm trying to tell myself nowadays. Like most of the times where I've taken action on something, so moving out to California to travel nurse during COVID, picking up the camera and starting to create content, whether it was for YouTube, especially YouTube, but also Instagram, like just picking it up and doing it. Traveling to Japan and Bali last year solo, like those decisions were decisions based on like, am I gonna be okay? Am I not? Is it gonna be weird? Is it not gonna be weird? Every single time I choose an option, it works out well. Or it's a learning experience. And I think that's the whole point of the story is like, you rarely will, if you go all in on an option you're really passionate about, be regretting you did it. You could have the possibility of failing, but you will never regret that you tried something. And I think that's something I'm trying to tell myself these years moving forward, especially I'm 28 now. So I have 2 years before 30 and then who knows where that's gonna go. So, you know, all decisions, travel decisions, content decisions, passions, business, all these decisions I wanna make based on like, if my intuition is feeling it, I should take that risk. And even if I mess up, whatever decision you go down is your responsibility, but it will always be better than doing nothing. Another nugget. Again, I hope I'm cooking with these because I feel like I am. But if I'm not, I hope like you take something away from that. And if not, I hope it helps in some way, shape, or form. For lunch, or first meal of the day, we got a little sandwich. We got 3 slices of turkey or chicken breast in this one. Was it 2 things of pepper jack cheese, tomatoes, some onions on this like croissant style bread. So that should hold me over tonight. I'm thinking we might make some burgers. I have burgers or steak. I don't know which one I'm gonna do yet. But yeah, just kind of eating what I can. I wanted this meal during lunch to be quick. That way I don't spend too much time cooking. Before I eat, I just want to share something with you guys. First off, I did an exercise I forgot to do earlier in the day, which was the end of year review. It's from Chris Williamson's Modern Wisdom podcast. And he sent out these questions that were like the end of year review. There's like this huge list of questions, but I kind of condensed it down to my own version. If you guys haven't noticed, I feel like a lot of times I'm passing on info that I've heard from other people or other things I've learned. And I kind of want that to be kind of a big one I really liked that he asked was this one. It said, what would I do this year if I wanted to make my 85-year-old me miserable? Like, I went off on myself on this. I said I would be completely inconsistent with content. I would be repetitive with my content, with my topics. I wouldn't try to grow. I wouldn't try to make better content. I said I would slack off in the gym, get fat. I would eat like shit. And then afterwards, I did my 5, 10, 15-year visions. I wrote 5 years I'm 33, 10 years I'm 38, and 15 years I'm 43. And like putting yourself in those shoes and seeing what you really want is crazy beneficial. I honestly am kind of sad because I kind of wish I had more time. So that's one message to myself in the future is doing this Think Week thing. Like maybe give myself 4 or 5 days. I thought this was gonna be enough, but it's feeling kind of short. That being said, it's only 3 p.m. on the second day. So let's just have a rest of the day and eat this food, and then we'll go on about our day.
Somebody tell me the answers. Me and you isn't the answer. Me and you isn't. Maybe I'm telling myself that, but there ain't nothing that'll change that. What good would it be if I knew how you felt about me? Yeah. It could have been right, but I was wrong. Only think about you alone. Part of me that cares.
Chopped up a little burger here. Oh, you can't see it. So we made 2 burgers. This is a pound of ground beef. Please don't fall. And then we got the tomatoes and the onions right there. I'm so excited to eat this. I'm starving. But we made this, and then I just wanted to go over my 3-year visions because 3 years was kind of the toughest for me because it puts it more into real life, right? Because you're like 3 years is a lot closer than 5 to 15 years. The whole task of a 3 years is describing in as much detail as possible what a great professional and personal life will look like. So I went off on this. This is with the day 1 journal, but we went off on this. The hardest part was then bypassing the 1 year and going to your 12-week goals. Because usually you think about, okay, now it brings to 3, now let me think about the 1 year. But he tells you to just ignore that and go immediately to the 12-week goals. And that was actually the hardest part for me because like choosing exactly what goals can fit in 12 weeks or what can fit in 12 weeks is kind of tough, especially when you're trying to be like very specific about the 12-week goals. So I had to remind myself, like, because it's 12-week cycles, these goals aren't meant to be like a one and done, right? You're meant to have these different cycles. Like if you don't hit it, then at least you know there's another 12 weeks to aim for that, but you should be improving each 12 weeks. After all that, you wanna set up tactics to get to that goal. Tactics are what you're gonna execute each day or each week to get you to that 12-week goal. So those are pretty much your things that you can measure and like check off. And for my tactics, they're pretty simple. Again, with this first round of 12 weeks, I just wanted to keep it kind of condensed and very achievable because I could have thrown myself tons of things out the wall, but instead I'm okay with these 4 things. If I did these 4 tactics, it would make me happy for my goals. The other part of this whole 12-week year game plan is to have a weekly accountability meeting with your friends or a peer. So I do have 2 friends who are interested in doing a weekly accountability group, and we're thinking of starting that up next Sunday where we could get together and score it out. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to really implement this. I know right now it seems simple, but it's honestly a way to just really dial in and get focused because I've always known what I had to do, but now I'm like, okay, I'm sure what I have to do. And if I do these things, then hopefully it gets me 1 step closer. That's the end of the first official day. We have 1 more day here tomorrow, which I'm gonna do like calendar planning, content planning, and stuff like that, while also I'm gonna try to like listen to more audiobooks and just read a little bit more and just think more because I feel like today was more task oriented.
X on the track.
The man them too inconsiderate, 5-star hotel smoking cigarette, mixing codeine up with a Finnegan. She got thick but she wanna get thin again. Drinking apple cider vinegar, wearing skim cause she wanna be Kim. Alright, I know they are bad, stop acting innocent. We ain't got generational wealth, it's only a year that I've had these millions. My work could have been in a Tokyo drip, I crossed that serious. I went from the Toyota Yaris to Europe, they had their chance to prove. Now this girl want me and I use the fuck it, I'm rich and shoot it.
I just finished recording my 3-year vision video. So essentially what I do is I read the 3-year vision to myself on camera and I'm just editing it. The best Benny that we can be. And just know, like, keep moving forward. No matter what, all you have to do is take that first step. And like, I'm not even gonna lie, I kind of like went on Audible at the end and low key, it's amping me up right now. It got me excited to do what I want to do and get really serious about it. So here's a recommendation. If you guys are gonna go down this journey of visions and also making this video, I highly recommend it. And then also give yourself a little message at the end of it, like a little tidbit for yourself, a message to the current you or the future you, a message from the current you to the future you. Like, save that video and keep making it every single year. Change it up when you need to. And I'm excited to look back at this in 3 years and see where I'm at, you know? So yeah, just want to say that.
It's not that I don't want you here. Yeah. It's something about the way you stare into my eyes. I know that I don't make things clear. I fall for you every time I try to resist. You can get away. Some dreams speech you still never day. All I wanna give is in the visions I replay. So right next to you. I try not to show how I feel about you. Tears away. You don't really want to, I just wanna get away. I'm still right next to you.
We are on our last day here in Joshua Tree, so I have to check out around 11 a.m., which is 2 hours from now. I wanted to just hop on real quick to just kind of give my honest opinions of how the Think Week went, any feedback I would have, any suggestions. This Think Week was realistically only 2 full days, and then like Thursday I got in really late. I guess you could say 36 hours was the total of it. Full intention of coming in here was to do the 12-week year, which I did. I got really serious about my 5, 10, 15-year visions. I did my 3-year visions. Like those I went really hard on, and I got very clear on what I wanted from them. Then I went and, planned out the 12 weeks. And although with the 12-week goal, I feel like because this is my first time, I didn't want to go too crazy with it and give myself like 10 tasks to do a week. I ended up choosing, I think, four different tasks. It's to post weekly on YouTube, post twice a week on Instagram and TikTok, but also like make them high quality. It's to study DaVinci Resolve 5 days a week. And then it's to hit my calories 6 days a week. It's only 4 tasks, but I think, especially since this will be my first one, I wanted to start simple. I think the worst thing you can do is overload yourself with the goals and tasks, and then you follow none of it. So if you do want a suggestion, I would say try this out before you go super hard, because again, the reason why it's a 12-week cycle is so at the end of 12 weeks, if you're hitting your goal, then it tells you that you can go harder next time. And if you didn't hit it, that means that it's a sign that you had to change something to make it work. I do wish I had more time. I know I already spoke on this, but goal setting the visions took a full day. And then yesterday was more so the planning. I feel like I would have needed 2 extra days to really do the sit in silence or sit and listen to books and read books in random times. Like Think Week is supposed to meant to, sit in silence and read sometimes, or just really push your creative thoughts by, going out for walks and just journaling at random moments. And I didn't do as much of that just because I feel like I was very structured. I had like different prompts to hit. I had different goals with journaling. I had thoughts and ideas. Suggestions. I think that you should cater the Think Week to what you want. I don't think you have to do it in a way where you're just trying to learn about everything and you're trying to get really introspective. Like if you have a topic that you're really interested in right now, like maybe you really want time to study AI, do that for your Think Week. I do think if you plan one thing for the Think Week, it keeps it on track. Like for mine, it was the 12 weeks year. So a lot of it was focused around like planning with the 12-week year, my goal setting for 5, 10, 15 years, 3-year visions. Like it became very focused on that. And I think that's why I was able to get so much done on that part. Another thing I would suggest is, not putting so much pressure on yourself during it. Like it's supposed to be a weekend for you to disconnect. At the end of the day, remember that you're supposed to be disconnecting from the outside world. So I did a very good job with staying off my phone. I deleted all socials. I wasn't even tempted to go on it, and I'm really happy I wasn't. I think this clip is gonna be a bit too long now, so I'm gonna end off the vlog here. I am gonna be going out to Joshua Tree to explore a little bit. So if I capture some B-roll from that, then you'll see that coming up. otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed the style content. I hope you guys took a little value from the whole Think Week or Think Weekend, the 12-week year. And if you have any questions on how I did it, or what my plans are moving forward, or just like more about this in general, please drop it down below. I'll try to give you my opinions on it. For now, I'm going to plan on executing on this. The next step of this is to really just hone in and just get it done. So that's the plan for the next 12 weeks. And yeah, you guys will see the progress. So again, thank you guys for tapping in. If you're new here, thank you for coming. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. I appreciate you guys and hope you guys enjoy whatever comes next. All right, peace.